Hey, so you might have heard that Boston's getting a little bit of snow right now. Yeah, we are. Let's walk out the shop and check out some of these snowbanks. And for reference, I'm 6'2". Let's go. So yeah, we got some snow.
Welcome back to episode 5 of Zildjian's My Pits of the Pits. Caleb's building an igloo in Cambridge, Bill and I are trying not to freeze to death, and having hourly snowball fights.
In addition to snowball fighting, we're going to wet sand and polish the bass drum and concert toms. We're going to do all the hardware layout, we're going to drill the shells, and we're going to cut bearing edges.
After many coats of varnish with scraping and scuff sanding in between, and allowing the drums to sit for a while so the varnish could fully cure, we're now ready to polish these drums out to a high gloss. Using a card scraper, we level the surface of the varnish and shave off any drips or runs. A mixture of water with a little bit of dish soap sprayed on the shell is our preferred lubricant for wet sanding. We use progressively finer grades of wet-dry sandpaper, beginning with 400, passing through 600 and 800, and ending with 1000 grit. The polishing process begins with 3 grades of polishing compound, followed by a liquid swirl remover, all of which are applied with different foam pads. The final step to achieving a glassy mirror finish is buffing by hand.
Our first step in hardware layout is running painter's tape around one edge of each drum. A layout mat is used to mark the location of each lug. A line of tape is laid at each location and the marks are extended across the shell. Our second step is to mark the distance of the lug from the edge, and for this we use combination squares. Snare drum layout follows the same process with the addition of a throw-off and butt plate. Since our layout mat isn't large enough for a concert bass drum, a seamstress tape is used to mark the initial lug locations. The remaining marks can be made with combination squares.
We made this fixture for a drill press, which holds a replaceable backing block and allows us to drill cleaner, more accurate holes in the shell.
We like to punch each hole location with an awl. It's not a requirement, but it seems to help guide the drill bit during its initial contact with the shell. Our bit of choice is a step bit, also known as a unibit. This, in conjunction with the depth stop on the drill press, gives us very accurate and repeatable holes.
Bearing edges are cut on our custom-made, very large router table. The concert toms get a centered dual 45-degree bearing edge. We find this provides a very musical blend of the fundamental frequency and overtones, which is very well suited to this type of drum. The batter side of the snare drums get a rounded, full-contact bearing edge. The snare side edges are made up of a rounded outside cut and a 30-degree inside cut. This bearing edge combination gives the drum a dry, crisp attack with a very sensitive snare response. Lawrence County High School wanted a bass drum with plenty of attack that they could use as an impact bass in their front ensemble, but also be versatile enough to use indoors when necessary, so we went with a rounded outside cut and a 45-degree inside cut.
That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to all our friends at Zildjian.
Next time we've got a few finishing touches we want to do on these shells, and then we get to put these drums together.
Like this video and subscribe to the channel for future videos.
If you enjoyed this, share it. That helps us out. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.
Grip it and rip it.
Grip it, grip it.
Pits of the pits. I forget what comes after this.
Welcome back to episode 5 of Zildjian's My Pitch of the Pits. Caleb's hanging out with Olaf, Bill and I are trying not to freeze to death and making snow angels.